Hi everyone, it's Santosh. I'm going to say something that we're all sensing. Whether you have young kids, teenagers, young adults, or grandkids, or even if you just care about the little ones, you probably see this already. We're losing the next generation. Decades of research shows us that 90% of kids who grow up in the church do not have a resilient faith by the time they reach adulthood. Not because parents don't care, not because churches aren't trying, but because families have never been equipped to disciple at home, where the worldview is formed. Every one of us wants our children and grandchildren to see the world through God's truth and develop a biblical worldview, the lens by which we understand the world and make decisions, and to walk with Jesus long after they leave our homes. And there is hope. This can change, and you can be part of it. Before I ever built Launching Ground, I spent years as both an engineer and a pastor and missionary. Engineering showed me the power of systems that actually work, and pastoring showed me the power of Scripture to form people deeply. And when I became a father, those worlds collided, because I realized families desperately needed both, a biblical foundation and a practical, repeatable system for discipleship at home. Through years of walking with families, here's what I've seen again and again. Parents are the primary disciplers of their children, but most have never been shown how to do that. When parents hear disciple your children, they often think, what does that even look like? I don't have enough time. And where do I start? And that's because discipleship, real daily life biblical formation, is unfamiliar for many Christians. Most adults were never discipled at home. Many were never discipled anywhere. And few know how to help their children grow into men and women of God. While churches celebrate salvations, baptisms, and new families, those are all beautiful things. But we have a serious gap in forming and preparing our kids for a lifetime of following Jesus. In the business world, they say it takes 10 times more effort to gain a new client than to keep one. Yet in the church, we often put enormous energy into reaching new people, but far less into forming those who are already there. And the evidence shows up in our kids. We have 18 years with them, but within just 2 years of college, many feel confused, anxious, isolated, and spiritually uprooted. Why? Because we didn't prepare them for the spiritual and cultural pressure they would face. Jesus said in John 10:10, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. The enemy is not waiting until they're fully formed adults. He's out to destroy our kids and their future by shaping their identity, truth, and worldview early. And research from George Barna shows that worldview is essentially solidified by age 13. After that, it rarely and barely changes. That is why we exist. Years ago, we began building a framework that is biblically rooted, supported by decades of research, proven in leadership and character formation, simple for busy families, and deep enough to shape worldview for their lifetime. That became Launching Ground. And through our ministry, we're helping families, churches, and schools across the nation disciple their children intentionally. This isn't another curriculum. It's a discipleship ecosystem designed for the lives families actually live, beginning early, long before worldview has hardened. And the impact has been incredible. Parents tell us things like, we're finally reading the Bible together. Our kids understand Scripture in ways I never did. Our home feels calmer, closer, and more connected. And for the first time, we feel confident discipling our kids. We've watched teens return to Jesus. We've seen young children develop courage, compassion, and wisdom. And we've seen families healed and restored. And here's the truth. Every family who actually engages with Launching Ground reports spiritual growth, closeness, increased confidence, and real transformation. It's not because our tools are magical. It's because when families engage with God, in prayer, in Scripture, and conversations together, He's always faithful to transform lives. We've built far more than a year's worth of videos, discipleship worksheets, biblical themes, crafts and activities, spiritual growth tools, character and leadership development resources, and more. All are anchored in Scripture. All are built for everyday families, and all are helping children learn how to follow Jesus in real life moments. But we're just getting started. As we step into this next season, our ministry has an incredible opportunity to strengthen and expand this movement of family discipleship. We're creating new resources. We're supporting more churches and schools. We're equipping more parents and grandparents to disciple their children and grandchildren. And we're making these tools accessible to families who otherwise could not afford them. To keep this work going, we rely on people who care deeply about seeing the next generation walk with Jesus. Your tax-deductible gift directly supports new discipleship content, year-round resources for families, training for parents and pastors, partnerships with churches and schools, and access for families in need. So would you consider giving a gift today? Monthly support helps us reach more communities consistently. But whether God leads you to give monthly or a one-time gift of $50, $100, $500, or any amount, your generosity will help more families not just find Jesus, but walk with Him for a lifetime. I believe every child needs a home shaped by God's Word. I believe every parent and grandparent can be equipped to disciple the next generation. And I believe God is raising up spiritually resilient families all across this nation. But most parents don't realize their model is broken until it's too late. And I hear this most from empty nesters. If only someone had shown us sooner. Our ministry exists so families never have to say that again. We are helping parents disciple early, consistently, and joyfully, so children grow up knowing Jesus, hearing His voice, and trusting Him, even when the world pushes hard in the opposite direction. Thank you for being part of this work. Please make your gift and join us in equipping families to follow Jesus with courage and conviction. Together, we're launching thriving leaders who will transform the world for Christ.